It's been 2 months since we did updates. We predicted how to win the Euros. It's been 5 weeks since you left at us. But here we are again, so come back and see us. Hey, it's Football World Weekly. I'm James Brady.
And I'm David Friend. We're here to bring you the latest Premier League action.
And this week, we have an exciting set of topics.
Mainly Manchester.
Manchester City, Manchester United. We're going Manchester crazy this week.
Oh, it's all about the Manchesters. I love Manchester United. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, and I happen to love Manchester City. So we're going to have a lot to talk about. Mainly the fact that the two title contenders didn't really have as easy of games that people would have thought.
Not at all. And particularly Manchester City against Southampton. Southampton's, newly promoted club.
Definitely.
Have a pretty decent manager. I mean, I like him. I never heard of him before, to be honest. I looked up a little bit of what he's done in the past, and he brought Southampton to two successive promotions.
Yeah, straight from League One to the Championship and now to the Premier League. And, with a squad like that, you wouldn't think they'd be able to compete. But here they are, giving the champions a really tough game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the way City started, City had probably 3-4 good chances to put it away in the first half, and they didn't.
Definitely, and then when you take into account the Silva penalty,
which I don't know why they gave it to David Silva to begin with.
I've never seen him kick a ball very hard.
No, he doesn't.
Or very, left or right. It's always dead center. It's a perfect ball. That was a pass that would have been great. The keeper, I'm sure, would have loved it.
Oh, my God. That was a horrible penalty. It was one of the worst I've ever seen. It was kicked so softly, the keeper actually out-jumped it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Another story in that game, we have Southampton striker Ricky Lambert.
Mm-hmm. Age of 30.
Age of 30, finally playing in the Premier League after years of plying his trade in a, lower division clubs. And that's just a great story,
What team did he play for, Macclesfield Town?
Macclesfield Town. He played for all sorts of teams, and all of them worse than the last.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
bottom tier.
For a guy like that to move up and to score a goal against the likes of, Yaya Toure, Joe Hart.
Oh, yeah, especially against Joe Hart on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah,
for sure.
Biggest stage in the world. Other players on the other team like Carlos Tevez, Eden Dzeko, Mario Balotelli. Players that were paid millions and millions of pounds. And you've got Ricky Lambert.
His salaries dwarf compared to any of those players on that team, and he stood up against them. And Southampton played very well. Very impressed by Southampton.
Southampton as a whole did very well, and I wish them the best for this season. They played pretty well.
I do too. Yeah. Of course, City won that game. They showed their resilience just like they did back in the Community Shield. They were down 2-1 after leading, and came back and won 3-2.
Yeah.
Eden Dzeko seemed very inspired. It's like he was trying to tell Mancini that he deserves a spot just like everyone else.
Yeah, and they still are trying to get rid of Eden Dzeko. I don't know why. I really like him.
I like Eden Dzeko.
He gives them a style of striker that they don't have, a target man in the middle.
Berbatov-esque, if you will.
Even more so, Peter Crouch.
I wouldn't know.
I would mix him as a Peter Crouch with Berbatov-style skill.
Yeah.
Peter Crouch I wouldn't call skilled at all.
No.
I'd call him big.
Lanky.
Beanpole-esque.
Useless.
Not very good in general. But Eden Dzeko, that's a guy.
That's a really good player. And it was just, City were lucky, too, to win that game because it was just a horrible clearance that could have just gone out for a corner. He should have, I forget the player that brought it back in, but he should have just left it out for the corner. He decided to head it, thought maybe it'd go farther than it did, and it landed right in front of Samir Nasri's feet.
Yeah, and Samir Nasri, he's not David Silva. He's going to put it in the back of the net.
Or cleverly.
Oh, don't get me started on that Tom Cleverly miss.
That miss was terrible.
Yep, Manchester United, of course, lost their opening game against Everton.
It was pretty bad. I knew it was always going to be a tough game. Everton, lately in the past few years, have just been, without even spending money, been getting progressively better.
Yeah, I don't want to give any credit to David Moyes. I don't like him, but
he seems to know what he's doing.
Credit where credit is due.
Despite the fact that we don't like him.
Yeah, obviously Maroni Fellaini bossed the midfield the entire game.
Oh yeah, that guy's just huge.
Got every ball, just scored the goal. What didn't he do that game?
He did. He had the perfect game. Obviously, the man of the match.
Yeah, it was definitely a great game for him. Robin Van Persie, United debut.
Yeah, debut. I don't know why they had him wait until the 71st minute. He was only out there 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He should have started. Well, there's a lot wrong with United's starting lineup to begin with. The starting 11 included included Antonio Valencia and Michael Carrick in the back. So right there, that tells you right now that we actually have four center backs in injured right now, or just not eligible to play. There was Johnny Evans, Rio Ferdinand, Chris Smalling, and Phil Jones.
Yeah.
All of them out of contention right now. So that was already a bad start. And then to have Cleverly and Kagawa in the middle with no Van Persie, I didn't see much happening, to be quite honest.
Well, I mean, they were hoping Welbeck would get through. I think that was more of a lineup of arrogance, really, of United thinking they can go out with whoever and just winning. But
yeah, that's true. And it's never my style. You can't do that in Premier League. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You can't just walk out saying you're going to win this game. And I don't want to say that that's how Sir Alex Ferguson was thinking, but I mean, it certainly looked that way.
Yeah, he definitely was not putting out his A squad.
Mm-hmm. No, and David Moyes did, and obviously Martin Fellaini was just outstanding.
Yeah, he really just took that game to another
You're
level.
a fan of his, aren't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Crazy hair, the big frame, the skill. I really think he should be playing in a much better club, but
yeah, he's an all-around player.
Yeah, he really could. I would have much rather City signed him than Jack Rodwell, but
Can't choose who you get. Speaking of Van Persie, we got to bring this up. I'm very excited for this.
oh yeah,
Sure, the first game wasn't the best, but I mean, it'll take a couple games for him to gel.
Yeah, debuts are never easy, but I feel he coped with some of the expectations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everton were really good defensively.
Yeah.
They were third best defensively. They let in the third fewest goals next to City and United last year.
Yeah, Everton's always playing defensively. They're organized well.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
They're definitely a team that you can't go in expecting to score a lot of goals against.
No, and then not especially away from home. If you're playing at their house,
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be bad. City last year ended up with the same scoreline. 1-0 loss.
Darren Gibson goal.
Mm-hmm. Darren Gibson fed off by my favorite player, my favorite American, anyways.
Oh,
Landon Donovan. He was there.
Landon Donovan. And
what are your views on him?
Oh, Landon Donovan, I know how much he loves to test himself. Continually playing
2 months every 2 years.
Every 2 years, for 2 months, he'll play in a good league on a mediocre team, hoping to get some play time.
And do well.
Yep.
It always starts.
Then he goes back and he plays in the MLS, runs around a bit, kicks the ball goes in. He has a great time.
He gets paid well for it, too.
Yeah, he does. That he does. Some other games that took place over the weekend.
You want to talk about the first game of the season, Arsenal versus Sunderland?
Oh my!
That's the only game we got to see on Saturday, and that was the only game that no one scored a goal.
No
Neither
goals.
team scored a goal.
No cards. It was just
all around bad.
End-to-end boring action.
It really was. The first half was decent. The second half was just Sunderland defending with Arsenal just being terrible.
Yeah. I don't.
Oliver Giroud, or what's his name? Yeah, Giroud. Right? Oliver
Giroud.
Giroud.
Yeah.
Giroud, I'm sorry. Yeah, he missed a sitter for sure.
Definitely that one. That was terrible.
We're talking about a guy who
going.
played for Montpellier, right?
Yep.
And he scored 20 goals last season.
Yeah, in the French league, we cannot stress that enough.
French league, but you can't deny 20 goals. You have somewhat of a clinical finish.
A lot of goals are right place, right time.
And then he was in the right place, right time. Just
he didn't finish.
He couldn't finish.
Yep, I definitely don't see him and Podolski together even coming close to Robin Van Persie production levels.
Not at all. Podolski was not impressive.
Definitely
the only
not.
person who was impressive, despite my disliking him, was Santi Cazorla.
Yeah, Santi Cazorla's been playing really well for Arsenal. I don't think much of him, but I can't deny that he's been playing well.
He used to play for Malaga. Malaga aren't doing terrible. They had I think they won over the weekend in the Spanish League. I watched part of that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malaga aren't doing bad. They don't have their same boss anymore. The manager.
Pellegrini.
Yeah,
he's gone.
He is gone.
Funny fact about him, he was the manager of Madrid before Mourinho. And Mourinho
he was.
He was
back
like,
in 08-09, I think. Or no, 09-10.
Yeah, he was like, when I lost to Chelsea, I became Real Madrid manager. When he lost to Real Madrid, he went to Malaga. So, yeah, it tells you a lot about him. But,
yeah,
all around good, makes for some exciting, storylines in the Spanish League, in a league that's everyone knows how it's going to end.
Yeah, it's true. Although, Madrid did draw over the weekend against Valencia. That's not good to start with.
No, definitely not.
Especially with Barcelona with their 5-1 victory
Yeah.
over Real Betis.
Definitely not. Now when Barcelona finishes with 108 points, Real Madrid's only going to get 106.
Yep.
So that's
the Spanish League.
That's how it works. But
let's bring it back to the Premier League.
Mhm.
Another interesting result. Liverpool lost
to West Brom, yeah.
3-0.
Yeah, I can't say that that surprised me.
Really?
Yeah, the way that Liverpool's been restructuring.
Well, they did lose a player. Daniel Agger got sent off on, I think, in the 16th minute or something crazy like that. Yeah. They were playing for 10 men most of the game.
But with a club with the pedigree of Liverpool, they go out expecting to win. They don't go out expecting to lose to West Brom.
It's true. That's true.
And West Brom, they went out there and they handled them. So, yeah, Liverpool, Charlie Adam and Joe Cole told to find new clubs. There's no place for them at Anfield.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers just said no. So, Joe Cole, I can see why. Joe Cole's definitely not doing anything.
He's very
for them.
inconsistent.
Yeah,
He was great, was really, really good, but I don't see him fitting in with the new style of playing.
Definitely not.
To bring, yeah.
Charlie Adam, he can be a bit lazy, so I can see where Brendan Rodgers is coming with that. But yeah, otherwise another great week of Premier League action.
Yeah. This Premier League action is fantastic, and I am just cannot
wait for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I share your sentiment as well, and hopefully there will be another great set of games to talk about next time on Football World Weekly. So for this week, I'm James Brady.
And I'm David Friend. Have a good one.